The emergence of artificial intelligence has been causing controversy in the movie world, including at the Academy Awards this year. AI was used in the making of two films that garnered 10 and 13 nominations respectively, The Brutalist and Emilia Pérez. The productions took home 3 and 2 awards each. Today, we want to talk about the expansion of AI used for acting with Jae Soh, professor and filmmaker at Seoul Institute of the Arts. So welcome, Professor Soh. Happy Friday.
Hello, Professor.
Hi, nice to be back.
So, Professor Soh, AI in the movie industry. We did delve into this topic before, but today we want to focus really on AI applied in acting. So, such as in the award-winning movies, Emilia Pérez, as well as The Brutalist. So first off, what's the controversy there?
Well, in terms of AI, the controversy there, but there are many other controversies. But for the use of AI, for example, for The Brutalist, Adrian Brody won for Best Actor, and apparently in the movie he speaks Hungarian, and he's actually of Hungarian descent. So apparently he can speak the language, but not perfectly. But they used AI to sort of make the sounds and the lips happen a little more, fluid. So there's a controversy in the sense that if it's affecting his acting, why did he receive this award? And for Emilia Pérez, the controversial actress Carla Sofia Garçon, they kind of fixed her singing techniques using AI as well. So that one, Zoe Saldana won for Best Supporting Actress for singing as well. I don't think they used it for her, but I think it's controversial because when you start to use AI to enhance the actors, do they really deserve to be winning awards for their acting?
So we see these awards, with these Oscar nominations and the wins, could we say that this AI technology in actors is receiving positive feedbacks or positively received within the movie industry as of right now?
Well, in terms of the Oscar, not really, because the articles that started to come out about these AI uses, and it was actually an accident because they were interviewing the editors or the people that worked on the AI. They're kind of admitting it that they use this technology, and the voting happens for the Academy members actually as soon as it's announced. So they have, I think, close to a month to vote. So some of the the voters, the Academy members, didn't even hear about this situation. So the votes went in. I think if the information came out a little earlier, maybe some of the people that won the awards would be changed right now. So I wouldn't necessarily see that as a positive.
Then maybe there could be changes in next year's awards if they knew beforehand of how much AI has been used there. But Professor Soh, is it fair to award actors that have been assisted by AI? What are your thoughts on that?
Sure. I mean, that's the big, million-dollar question. I think right now they have to kind of change the standards, the criteria for judging. For example, if you're, first you have to kind of admit that you've used AI to enhance, and then they have to kind of look at how far the actor, was really there to act and how much of it is machine-based. And also, there's the controversy of maybe they're deceased actors, people that aren't around, they're acting. Are they going to be nominated for Best Acting when they're not even alive? So these are kind of things that they have to kind of change the rules of judging. And I think right now, the criteria is a little bit behind the times in terms of the technology.
Oh, that's a very tough issue that you just mentioned, especially when an actor has already passed away and appears in a movie. Definitely really a lot of things to think about in the future. But actors Tom Hanks and Robin Wright and others in the movie here in 2024, there was some AI technology used there. It was the de-aging tool. Can you please tell us about that and also how that movie has been received?
Right. That movie is directed by Robert Zemeckis, who's very famous for a lot of movies that uses technology. This movie, basically Tom Hanks and Robin Wright are, now older actors in their 50s. I think Tom Hanks is like in his 60s. So this story is based on a graphic novel that happens in an apartment over a span of 60 years. So instead of having different actors playing to different ages, they had the same actors, and they use this technology it's called Metaphysics is the company they did it. And it's actually a de-aging process that is real time. So they would have two monitors. They would have the monitor for what it looks like, in real, the reality, and then basically using a technology, you could see the de-aging. So they did a span of like, it starts out basically they're in their teens or basically in their 20s up to, basically they're sort of older people. So this movie was not a big movie. It was like $50 million. I think it was kind of an experiment for the directors to see how far they can push this technology. But it's kind of an unusual film because it all happens in one apartment, and you just see the actors kind of change over time. So that de-aging technology is now, I think, going to be used a lot more in movies.
Wow, de-aging technology. I wish, I could get my hands on that as well. Now we want to talk about Korean movies as well. Korean movies have also started using this AI technology within actors. Where does Korea's AI technology within the movie industry stand as of right now? And how will this affect the filmmaking industry in the future as well?
Well, it's in its infancy right now. There was a movie that came out in December. It's called It's Me, Moon-hee. So it's Na Moon-hee, the actress. And basically, they scan the actress's face. And it's like a short 17-minute film that played in CGV theaters. Apparently, she came out playing about, 8, 9 characters. And what was interesting about it was the actress was not even in the movie, but they used her face and then basically used AI technology to create all these different characters for her. So that was kind of an interesting kind of experiment. Now, there are a lot of dramas that use AI technology as well. And then recently, there's a Korean short film called One More Pumpkin that came out. It was funded by the Gyeonggi, Contents Agency. And basically, that one was really recognized at the Dubai Film Festival for use of AI. Again, nothing was filmed, everything was generated on a computer using, AI. So we're at the sort of the start of this thing, and I think right now most of the AI being used visually is in post-production. So if you have a film that's live action with real actors, usually there are elements of the CG that used to be done all by hand that's sort of pipelined into AI technology that kind of speeds up the process. Wow. So that's how it's using, but I think there's going to be a point where you don't even need an actor, you don't need a crew, you're just generating something, purely based on machines.
Oh, the development is definitely very fast. And but as of right now, can we say that concerns are outweighing these positive aspects of AI technology in actors? What's your opinion on that?
Well, that's the big, question right now. And in 2023, Hollywood had a big strike. Basically, it was mostly about the writers, but it was also the Actors Guild, like, SAG-AFTRA, which is their, guild for actors that control most of the acting in Hollywood. And they're really concerned about basically, how are we gonna, get monetary compensation for the AI technology? Can an actor that's famous could sell his likeness basically for a certain sum of money, and then a company could use the actor's face without even the actor participating in the movie. So these are kind of questions that I think laws and different things. But Korea right now there are no really strict laws for this. So I think the development is sort of, I think it's like the Wild Wild West in Korea for CG. And since Korean sort of technology, especially with computers and telecommunications, is so advanced, I think we're going to see more of this happen. But again, we have to kind of protect the performers because, big actors could get a lot of money for it, but if you're like an extra, you might get like this one-time scan on your face and they can use it forever. So some company's gonna make use of somebody's likeness forever, and that's not really a good situation. So we definitely need the laws changed to kind of catch up to how AI can be used creatively in the film industry.
Right, and earlier our AI anchor Ari actually reported on that the government is looking for plans to overhaul the copyright issues, especially on the back of the evolving AI technology. So that brings us to our next question. What kind of legal measures are needed to protect actors from AI misuse?
Well, going back to the strike, I think a lot of talks were about basically how do we protect the rights of copyright for an actor. And like I made that example where if you scan somebody's face, does a company get to own that and then use it to, even to the point where we talked about somebody who's dead? that you could use that person's like likeness in an AI setting. So I think in that strike, they definitely kind of started to put down rules in America for Hollywood, for actors. Basically you can't use an actor's likeness without their permission. There was a really famous case where OpenAI, when they started to have basically, voices, they really wanted to use Scarlett Johansson's voice for the movie Her, where she came out as a operating system, and she said no. And basically, OpenAI's, Sam Altman said, well, we'll get an actor to sound like her. And she was threatening to sue, so they changed it. So these are sort of laws that you have to keep, or else, a lot of companies will start to just kind of utilize it without, getting anybody's permission. And I think, I'm at university, and when I talk to students, I always kind of remind them that when you use AI, you gotta really, at the end, kind of credit what you're kind of referencing, what you're using. Unfortunately, our students are feeling responsible for that, but a lot of companies, people that are based on profits and stock markets don't seem to care. So that's the big challenge that we have.
So we are at the experimental stages when it comes to AI, but because technology is developing so fast, I think there needs to be many rules that back up this fast development. So thank you very much, Professor Soh, for your insights as always, and have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, Bella, as always as well, and have a great weekend. See you back next week.
Yes, I'll see you back next week.